Surprised you to know that mixed martial arts, MMA, is becoming the fastest growing sport in the entire world right now. Its origins date back to ancient Greece, but over time, countries throughout the world began creating their own fighting styles, of course. Now, the sport has gone through its ups and downs, but the owner of an MMA gym in Yakima says where the sport is now is kind of like where boxing was in the early 1900s. Your local ABC's Ted Skroback talking to people at the gym where they call each other family.
We're a team or a family.
A family-like atmosphere.
You are part of what we call, it's pretty much a brotherhood.
It's pretty awesome. It's like I have a bunch of brothers.
In here and out there. It's like it's a family.
Yakima MMA opened its doors to the public in 2004. Rich Guerin is the professor at the gym, but in the early 90s, he only had a background in more traditional fighting styles. He found a Brazilian jiu-jitsu school where he lost to a much smaller opponent.
Basically tapped me every which way you can imagine.
After that loss, he sought training in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and holds a black belt in the rank of professor. He's the only one within 100 miles.
There's some in Spokane.
Okay.
Seattle's probably the nearest place.
None in Tri-Cities?
No, not in jiu-jitsu.
But now he looks to train the next best crop of fighters from his hometown that include men.
Fast pace.
Competitive sport.
I just got pretty good at it, and something I love to do is, there's no other feeling than punching someone in the face and getting punched in the face.
And an increasing turnout of women.
It's not a man's sport anymore, we're here and we're coming to the top.
My first amateur fight was like my first real punch, and it was amazing.
It's growing. It's becoming something of less of a fad, more of a realistic venture for women to actually be able to train, compete at the amateurs, work their way through the pros. The biggest star in the UFC right now is not a man, it's Ronda Rousey, a female.
Another big female UFC star is the Yakima Valley's own Miesha Tate. But the limelight wasn't always on the professional fighting league. Ultimate Fighting Championships started in 1993, but mixed martial arts quickly became banned in most states. In 2015, only New York continues its ban on the sport, which is considered the fastest growing in the world. MMA is considered the most violent sport in the world.
It hurts, but compared to its counterparts, it's actually one of the safest sports.
If you're not really involved with watching a lot of it, then you don't understand that it's less violent than most American sports that incur way more injuries.
President of the UFC, Dana White, has called the sport safer than the NFL, saying that in UFC's short history there have been no deaths or serious injuries.
The only reason it looks more gruesome than other sports is because when you get cut in another sport, they stop. We don't stop.
But there are always doctors to stop a match if a fighter's health is at risk. While youth participation in contact sports is down because of concussion awareness, youth participation for MMA is the future of the sport, and it's bright.
My friends think it's really cool.
Are they jealous?
Yeah.
Isaac is coached by Rich Guerin and Jeremy Sandino.
Time. Good job, boys. That's what I want. That's what I want. Because mixed martial arts is not a blood sport. It is not something that we've explained to the kids in detail. If you get caught using this in class or school against another child, unless it's in full self-defense, you're out of here.
A child can participate as young as 5, but striking is not allowed until the teen years. And parents like Isaac's dad want stereotypes thrown out of the ring.
I think the biggest misconception is that they throw them into a cage, like Fight Club or something, and just let them go at it. But really, that's not what it is at all.
To have the best athletes in any professional league, they need to train at a young age, and the kids at Yakima MMA don't seem willing to give up anytime soon.
I could do this like every day. I like it. It's like, I don't know, part of me.
In Yakima,
There's jiu-jitsu, oh!
Ted Skroback, your local ABC.
Very interesting. Yakima MMA will be presenting a big showdown with local competitors versus out-of-towners come July. The fighters we spoke with say that they're always looking for more people willing to train at Yakima MMA and become a part of the family. Just make sure you don't get treated the way Ted was there.